Hello, all. Very good morning and good evening for everyone who has joined from different parts of the globe. Welcome to day 25 of Swayam My Time. You know, we all are so busy with many things around throughout the day, and that carries forward throughout the week, month, and most of the times we forget ourselves. Most of the time we ignore ourselves. So, this My Time is designed to give that attention to ourselves. And that's the reason it's coined as Swayam, my time. We are giving time for ourselves, contemplate, reflect, and then move on. All right. So thank you everyone for your dedication and your perseverance and your participation, your encouragement, all of it, without which this program wouldn't have been sailing through this far. So already we are on day 25, and it's wonderful to see a consistent participation. Thank you so very much. That motivates us like very much. All right. So without much ado, let's start. Let's get into meditation. People are joining in. We will anyway start. We all know the procedures. We all know how to meditate. Even then, let me still guide through the basic principles. Sit comfortably. That's the most important fundamental part. So if you're sitting on a floor, please cross your legs. If you're sitting on a chair, cross your feet. Clasp your fingers, just interlock the fingers into fingers. And just pay attention to the surroundings. Just be aware of your surroundings. If there are any sounds or any pleasant or unpleasant, just accept them as they are. Absolutely fine. Just observe them without any judgment. Now bring your attention to the place that you're sitting. Sit comfortably. Make adjustments if needed. You can take support of the back if required. Lean. Not necessary. It's up to you. Just be observant of everything around. If anyone are wearing spectacles, please remove them. We do not need spectacles while meditating. Now you may close your eyes. Bring your observation to your body. Let's double check if the body is in comfortable posture. Sthira Sukhasana. You can scan your body from head to toe. Your forehead, eyebrows, chin, neck, shoulders. Let them all be relaxed. Check if your hands are relaxed. The clasped fingers, loosen them a bit. Relax your upper back, lower back, thigh muscles, calf muscles, and your feet. The body is now in a relaxed posture. Now, bring your attention from your body to your breath. We are doing Anapanasati meditation. Ana means ingoing breath. Apana is outgoing breath. And Sati meaning being with the breath. No prayer needed, no visualization, no guru, no mantra, no chanting, nothing. Meditation is all about non-doing. We are doing nothing, simply sitting and just pay your attention to your breath. Thoughts might come. That's the nature of mind. It's okay. Whenever thought arises, just cut the thought and bring your attention back to your breath for next 40 minutes. Let our effort, let our attention be on our breath. We'll play a soft music in the background, but let our attention be on our naturally freely flowing breath. Be with your breath. Please come back to your breath, my dear friends. Please come back to your breath, my dear friends. Observe your breath. Please cut the thoughts and come back to your breath, my dear friends. Be with the breath. Wonderful, masters. Last 5 minutes. Be with your breath. Last 2 minutes. wonderful, masters. Please bring your attention back to your body. Just pay attention to the body. Please do not open your eyes yet. Just be aware of your body. Be aware of your surroundings. Slowly, you may now unclasp your fingers, rub them a bit, and place them on your eyes for a few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whenever you're comfortable, please open your eyes and give a smile to yourself. If you all can switch on your camera, we can also see your smile and we all can smile wider. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, masters. It was wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. Let me now invite Prithvi to take this session forward with yet another beautiful session. Hi, Prithvi. Good morning.
Good morning, Sunil. That was a beautiful meditation. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sirisha, for playing that beautiful music for us. So, friends, I request if all of us are comfortable, let us all come on video. It'll be nice to see because we are left with last 8 days, including today. We have just 9 days. Let's be open. This is a safe place. We all can be, just be interacting. So I request all of us, if possible, no compulsion, just if possible, please come on the camera. So today we have speaker Partha sir, who's joining us from, um, uh, I think, I am not sure from which place, but
from Hyderabad.
Okay, thank you. From Hyderabad, and he's the author and the trainer from the School of Breath. So he conducted talks to corporate leaders, to celebrity engagements. So he delivers yoga and meditation in the most scientific methods, scientific and rational ways by amalgamating quantum physics and metaphysics. So today we have him with us. Good morning, sir.
Hi, morning. Is the voice clear?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Great. Yeah. Okay. Good morning, Prithvi, and good morning to everyone, whoever is present. And can I see the screen actually of all of them? Okay. So I hope everybody can come into the video thing. It's like me and Sunil have always been discussing about this part of, the participants to be on the video. So, or else, I will take revenge one day. I will call you all on stage, auditorium full. And once you're ready to speak, we'll all say, put our earpods and say, okay, we are listening. We're going to the canteen. You speak. And you speak in front of audience, empty seats, but I assure you, we are listening, kind of a thing. Prithvi, chalo, let's start. Yeah. What is the session called? Swayam, is it?
Swayam, sir. Yes, sir.
Great. Swayam means?
Self.
Oh, great. Somebody can come in and define self? Anybody? How many days you're done? 23 days, is it?
25th. Today is 25th.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. And anything is self. Can we define the self? Somebody? Anybody? Hello?
Our inner self.
Self.
Yeah, there's a hand raised.
Yeah.
Hi, my authentic self.
Okay. What's the self?
The purer form of me.
Right now it is the purer form or the impure form?
Uh, I think at any point of time, we are always trying to be the purest form of how much ever we are aware. But there is one point where I think you feel absolute bliss, joy, peace.
Yeah.
To me, that is the purer form. But I think it's a constant work in progress for every one of us.
Very, very nice. What you're trying to say is the finest version of you,
Yes,
right?
correct. The
Okay.
best version.
The finest version of you is yourself, right?
Yes,
Okay, okay, let's see. So, are you a self realized person?
yes. I would say yes.
Lovely. Very nice. I like that answer. Okay. Let's look at it another way. Okay.
Yeah,
We are always living life as in two ways. One is as ego and one as self.
correct.
Right.
Correct.
Ego is all our identities. Anything I identify with. My name is Partha. This is what I do. This is my house. This is my property. This is my car. This is who I am. Everything related to I and me, the
Yes,
identity,
correct.
is the ego. Right. So we all are, I'm Partha, you are Prit, so he is Sunil. That's how we identify ourselves, as egos. We are operating largely as egos.
Correct.
But that which is functioning in us is common too. What is the difference between you, me, Sunil, and everyone? What is the difference is the data that we are processing. I am here processing a different set of data, taking a certain decision, a certain action, leading to certain consequence, which is forming my story. You are processing different set of information, taking certain decisions, a certain action, certain consequence, and your story is, this is happening with each one of us. The data
Absolutely.
we are processing through our tendencies, okay, which is making us all separate and different from each other. Hypothetically, just for 2 minutes, hypothetically, let's remove all the data from everyone. There is nothing to process. Everyone on the same page. Nothing to process. What's functioning in me, in you, in him, in her, in everyone, in every species is the same. That which is functioning in all of us is the self. That which is not the ego is the self. Our finest version is also our ego. Okay? We have hundreds of versions inside. This is my sad version, angry version, ferocious version, joyful version, worst version, finest version, are also a certain identity of us. Okay, and the finest version is the greatest space to operate from. It is the one which is closest to life, in fact. Yet, even the finest version is the ego part of us. Okay, and self-realization. Yeah, I loved it when you said yes, I'm self-realized. You probably meant I know my finest version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awareness. Yeah.
Yeah, you're aware. This is my finest version. And
Yeah.
what's very interesting to see, you see, all our versions, whether it's a sad version, angry version, finest version, worst version, whatever, we are completely different person in each version. When I'm sad or when I'm happy, I'm completely different person. Even the vocabulary I use in either of the versions is completely different. How I see the world is different. My energy is different. So there are hundreds and thousands of versions of me inside us. And this group discussion which is going on inside is what creates our present moment. Okay? So lesser the versions, better it is. And self realization, let me give you a small example how we self realize. Why I'm insisting on this word is because, you know, we must have read, we must have heard, and all that, that the purpose of life is to realize the self. Okay, it's a 15-minute affair actually, to realize the self. We are having experience of the self on an everyday basis all the time. But we don't realize this was the experience of the self and not of the ego. Say, for example, I'll give you a simple situation. In a given situation, you are angry and you blast the guy in front of you. You're very angry, you blast the guy. He feels anger and he goes off. Once he goes off, you're not affected. You feel very good. I've given him good, he deserved it. In situation two, you're very angry with the guy, you blast him, he feels sad, he goes off, and after he goes off, you begin to feel the tinge of sadness. You begin to feel, oh my, I think I overdid it. I must have not told so much. Thoda kam bolna tha. Right? We all go through that thing. Same situation. You blasted the guy. In one situation, he was angry, he went off. In situation two, he became sad and he left. In one situation, you're not affected. In one situation, you begin to be affected. In situation one, it was his ego which got affected. As egos, we are all different. So I'm not affected. In situation two, it is that aspect of him, the self, which got affected, not the ego, the being. And since as self we are both the same, I too begin to feel the tinge of that sadness. Okay? This is an experience of the self we are having all the time on an everyday basis. Another very simple example I'll give you. You're talking to your mother and you're in the kitchen and she's cutting vegetables. You're watching her and she's cutting the vegetables and suddenly the finger gets cut a little and the blood oozes out. She says, you also looking at it, just say the instant reaction. How? Why? It is that finger got cut. It is the pain must be there. Why did you feel the pain in that instant? Because you just lived that moment there. That moment is also, an experience of the self. So we are having the hundreds of such experiences every day of the self. We just don't realize. We think it's the part of the ego and move on. Okay. So Swayam is that aspect of you and me which is functioning in all of us across all species, you know like even God we try to define as nirguna nirakara, that which does not have a form, and nirguna, that which is same for everyone, that which is not choosing somebody above the other, that which is functioning equally for all of us. That's what the self is all about. Okay. So you are self-realized the moment you live with awareness that it's me only. What is functioning in me, what is functioning there is the same. So I am speaking to myself right now, my different versions technically, not as a philosophy, not as some kind of a knowledge, as a knowing. I'm speaking to myself. Here my name is Partha, there my name is Sunil, there my name is Preeta, here I'm in a male body, there I'm in a female body. It's me only, not kind of some fancy philosophy. It's a knowing, very beautiful. Chalo, take it, let's progress. Ego and the self. So let's see, we are all self-realized. The moment we sense even this part of it, that separation is gone. There's no longer you and me. There are no others. Like Ramana Maharshi would say, there are no others. Okay, so it's like that. Now, I told Sunil that today I'll be sharing a little of a little about my journey. So I'll put it to the last part of it. My journey from school, the Chinmaya Missionary School, and my meeting with Swami Chinmayananda and his very subtle, beautiful sharing, which probably put that first imprint, about life and all that. It is also from him that I would learn to, uh, you know, um, uh, understand how the mind works and all that, and how we are running behind the word called mysterious or mystic or mystical. There's nothing mystical in the world. There is nothing mystical in the world. Everything that is happening has a certain logic. Okay. The only thing is that the moment we are able to perceive the logic, it becomes knowledge, it becomes wisdom. And when we are not able to perceive the logic of the happening, we call it a mystery. Okay. Otherwise, there's nothing called mystery as such. Everything is logical and explainable, basically. So, all of you have just finished your meditation. So we will talk about a little about meditation and how all successful people in the world, all I am mentioning the word all successful people in the world are actually meditative. Okay, so we can redefine meditation a little over here, and then we call ourselves spiritual. So we need to probably even define the word spiritual. Somebody would come in? Somebody can define me the word spiritual? I would love to hear that. Let's define spiritual before I share that beautiful thing and we actually experience that moment of silence today. We will do that. I'm also watching the time. Somebody can define spiritual? Somebody come in? Anyone? 25 days of this meditation, and you've been deeply into meditation for a long time. You just finished a 40-minute meditation also. So, how would you define meditation? Somebody, please. Am I in front of in the auditorium where the seats are empty? Everybody's gone for a cup of tea with the earpods.
I have not gone, I am there.
Yes, Vikalji, please come in.
Yes, good morning, Parthaji. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good, I'm good.
So, Parthaji, what I understand from spiritual, get into the journey to understand yourself, understand the values, what we have come actually, and whatever has been imbibed in us, and we got domesticated with those all and driving ourselves on physical world. So, in meditation, we go deep inside, try to understand and come, try to go on our soul path, whatever we came here to do, and stay away from the all that vices, anger, fear, and all those kind of things, and be the on the peace and happiness.
You're talking about a very, the preparation of a good, morally correct social man. Okay, that way you're away from the vices, you're trying to understand yourself, you're trying to be good with everyone and all that. My question was straight. How would you define spiritual? You're spiritual, right?
Yeah.
You're in a spiritual journey. So you must have used this word so many times. It's my spiritual journey. Sitting, meditation, satsang, blah, blah. It's a part of my spiritual journey. So you must have read in the book, he was a spiritual person, spiritual, spiritual, spiritual. So many times this word must have come. How would you define that word?
So for me, the spiritual person, those who are detached with the physical world, the other things on the physical world don't impact them, and they don't get into the suffering, away from the suffering. They don't give the good and bad tag. My question was about to come to you the moment you said the successful people. So my question was that, how you define the successful people? It is on the physical level, physical layer, or
I think I chose to rightly speak about it today. Okay. Let's read the definition of the word spiritual to the word meditation. Okay? Because, see, there must be a purpose why you are sitting for that 40-minute meditation or something. What is the purpose of meditation? Okay. Once that part is clear, the purpose of why I am doing this is clear, you would do it with joy, you will sit down, it makes the whole effort meaningful. When I know the purpose of what I'm doing, it makes the whole effort meaningful. Okay. And so let's come back to the spiritual part of it. Okay. So we have divided this world into one, as I said, ego and self. Another is as spiritual and material.
material?
Okay. So two sides of the same coin, actually. It is spirit that becomes matter. Okay, but we are probably a little not gone into it so much. Let me try to define the word spiritual to you. Okay, spirit is everything that you know that it exists. However, you can't see it, you can't touch it. Correct? Spirit, the word spirit, is everything that you know it exists. It is not your understanding, belief, or something. You know it exists. Okay, and you are applying it also on an everyday basis, but you can't see it, you can't touch it. Is what spirit is. Okay, and since you are applying it, you are spiritual. So let's say, what is it that which you are aware that it exists, and you can't see it and you can't touch it. Okay. Everything begins with what? Everything begins with the word thought. Everything begins with a thought. You have a thought. You know there's a thought. Can you touch the thought? Can you see the thought?
No.
But you know there is a thought. Now, the, is there enough spirit in the thought? See, I'm using the word spirit right now. When the thought is important for you, when this thought is your priority, what happens is you work on the thought and you take an initiative. You see my body language also. I've used the word you take an initiative. How can you take an initiative unless there is that certain force inside you that is making you to take initiative over the thought? Right? There is some force inside you which makes you take an initiative, a subtle force. Can you see the force? Can you see the word initiative? Can you touch the word initiative? No, but you take initiative. There's a subtle force. Now, having taken initiative, what you do? You give commitment to that. What you chose to do, you give your commitment to it. You see, commitment. You can't touch it, you can't see it, but commitment is that subtle force inside you which is making you do that work intensely. Correct? You see, initiative is a force, commitment is a force, perseverance is a force, will is a force, right? You are strongly willed to do it. That subtle force inside us is what the spirit is. So the other word for spirit would be intensity. Intensity exists inside you. You are applying it as a subtle force inside you. You can't see it, you can touch it, but you are applying it. Being spiritual is being intense. You are intense. Your own willpower is your spiritual power. Spiritual has got nothing to do with God mongering, prayers and heavens and these. You are focused, you are intense about doing it, you are spiritual. That is what I meant when I said every successful person on earth is deeply spiritual. one-pointed. He wants to do that. That is his goal. Nothing else is his priority. One-pointed. He's giving his all to it and creating what he wants to. This is who you are. This is what you wish to create. What is the difference? The difference between the separation is only of time and space. It is that intensity that allows this travel to come together. This union of who you are and what you seek to manifest. This is what is yoga, right? This union is what yoga is. In fact, a very good translation of the word yoga in English should be the word manifest. What is manifest? This is who you are. This is what you seek. When the separation is gone and what you seek becomes one with you and as in your experience, is what you call manifest. This union is what yoga is, right? So spiritual is nothing but being intense in everything that you do. And you can be intense in everything that you do only when you are free of distractions. Your priorities are clear. Okay? If you look at your what are my priorities? Okay, health is a priority. Okay, wealth is a priority. Relationships is a priority. What else can be your priority? Maybe another thing. Two, three, four. All your desires, all your needs, and they're not your priorities. Some things doesn't happen, doesn't affect you. But there are some things which matters to you. You wish to see it manifest. Those which matter to you truly are your priorities. So when you're intense about your priorities, when you're spiritual about your priorities, you achieve. You look at a cricketer, okay? Right from the morning, from the net practice, he goes into the whole thing. The mind is not in the family or what I'll do today evening, when will I get selected. No, the mind is very clear. The ball is coming and I have to hit. The bowler is very clear that this is what he's doing. That couple of hours of net practice that they do, the whole day they spend about thinking about cricket and cricket and cricket only. Look at that actor for that matter. I'm talking about this most successful category: the sportsmen, the political leaders, the actors. The actor, when he's enacting a particular role in a particular movie, is living that character only for a certain period of time. The one who is most intense about it are the most successful ones. We know them by names, very simply. And how do we identify them as separate from other bunch of actors? Is that we find them very intense in what they do. So being spiritual is just living intense.
Okay.
Less on the plate. 1, 2, 3, my priority. Giving your all to your priorities. So that way, you see, that is what I meant when I said every successful man, whether he knows, understands, or has ever heard of the word meditation, also is not someone who finds time for 10 minutes to sit down and close his eyes and meditate. Forget 40 minutes. Some people sit down for 2 hours and 3 hours and all that. But the most productive ones are the ones who are meditative. Only that remains. So being spiritual is being intense. That's all. Okay.
Yeah,
And
thank you very much, Partha.
and meditation.
But still, I am not getting the answer. How you are defining the successful. What I feel, what with the discussion, that you are still defining the successful on the physical level or on the materialistic. But what I personally feel from
Okay,
the last
let me
25
complete.
days
Okay.
journey, everybody on this call, they all are successful. They all are going through their own journey, whatever they have decided, whether they have to suffer or live in the hut or live in the palace, they all are successful.
1 second. You said whatever they have decided.
Before taking the birth and coming here.
Before coming here, they have decided as to how their life is going to be, correct?
Correct.
Now, this comes from a knowledge that you have collected through study, through teachers, through whatever it is, right?
Yes, sir.
Whatever you just told me is not a part of your experience, it's a part of your accumulation of knowledge. You read it somewhere.
Accumulation of the information from the various sources.
Some various sources. You have read from various sources that we are before we are born, we are in some space, and we select our parents, vagara, vagara, and then we decide this is going to be my pattern of life, and then we are born and all that, right? I think it's a huge subject we will deal with someday. I'll fix up
Okay.
with some.
Okay. Thank you very much.
We can't touch it today. However, let's dissolve the spiritual and the material part of it. As I just said, spirit becomes matter. You see, everything progresses in 4 steps. Okay? From spirit to matter, there are 4 steps. One, thought. I just said thought is spirit. Correct? Thought is in form of spirit. You can see it, you can touch it, but you know there's a thought. Okay? Once you are intense about the thought, what I mean is the step number 2 is kriya. There's alochana, then there is a kriya. Kriya is the process of gaining clarity over the thought. Should I do it? Should I not do it? I want to buy a car. Should it be a black car? Should it be a red car? Should it be a white car? You're undecided. The car is not coming because you're undecided. No clarity as yet. And now, one fine day, you decide, oh, it's going to be a white car. Have you decided the make? Whether it's going to be an ambassador, a Fiat, a BMW, or what? Again, no progress. Why? You're stuck somewhere in the clarity. Okay, fine, BMW, fine. Okay, chosen the model, chosen everything, right? Once you've chosen it, once the clarity is in, the third step starts action. Now you go to the showroom, you test drive it, you like it, vagara, vagara, organize the money and all that, and then the car comes home, the manifest. Everything follows these 4 steps. Thought materialized. You see my words? Thought materialized. Spirit became matter because you were clear, intense, acted on it, and it came. Okay? Thought becomes matter. Okay? So I have seen the greatest, objection or obstruction to progressing to next level, has always been knowledge accumulated. Because, even if you would see the Bhagavad Gita, okay, there is the Prabhupada version, there is the Chinmayananda version, there is the Yogananda version, there is the Ashtavakra version, there is the Ekta Kapoor version. Prabhupada would deliver it from the zone of Bhakti Yoga. Chinmayananda would deliver it from the zone of Jnana Yoga. Ashtavakra would be on the face, absolute reality kind of a thing. Yogananda would deliver it from the zone of, Karma Yoga. Great names, big names. However, if you are going to compare it immediately, you'll be confused because somebody is purely bhakti, somebody is purely on the face reality. It is, please understand, someone's interpretation of the Bhagavad Gita cannot be the truth. It is their experience of it. It is their understanding of it. It is the way they understood it, they formed it. Just because they are big names, we hear it, we absorb it. Whatever you listen from me today, whatever is you wish to reject it, please reject it instead of absorbing it, because the whole khichdi is happening there. The obstruction is come from the knowledge, because you understood incarnation or rebirth or something in a certain way, which was convenient. The problem with the gurus of the world is they would not say, I don't know. They would come with a hypothesis saying, it is because of this, it is probably this, and maybe it is because of this, and the maybe someday, the maybe goes off, and it is this remains. Okay. So we'll discuss reincarnation some other day, and that is probably causing some obstruction to this, but spirit becomes matter. They're not two separate things, the same thing. Spirit materializes. Okay. So the 4 steps: thought, Once there is progresses to clarity. Once there is clarity, there is action. Once there is action, there is manifest. Simple. Okay. Chalo, theek hai. So what I meant by most successful people are meditative. I don't say they are sitting for meditation. They don't even know the word meditation. Okay. But they are meditative with a single pointed focus. There is less on their plate. There is only that one thing on their plate, and they give their all to it. And that's how they create it. You know. Okay, think about it. Okay. Then let's see, what do? We define another word before I take you to that beautiful sharing I wanted to do about Swami Chinmayan and my school experience, kind of a thing. So the word consciousness, correct? See, we are using this word consciousness everywhere. Please, somebody come in and define the word consciousness. I would like to see where it is right now. That's all. I'm not saying how the way I would define is the right way. I'm just trying to see how somebody would define the word consciousness, the Chaitanya. Anyone, please.
It is the awareness of
Come in, please.
oneself.
Please come again.
It is the awareness.
Awareness is not consciousness. I'm aware that you are speaking to me right now. I'm aware that the AC is on. That's not consciousness. I'm aware. It's awareness. I'm aware the session is going on. I'm aware that certain people are listening. How can it be consciousness?
Is it something that, not doing or, moving on under the influence or the force of the other elements? Maybe in anger you shout and scream, or maybe in, happiness and peace you spread love. So the consciousness is, not in the influence of any of the, vices or virtues and anything.
It's a good effort somehow. Still, it shows a vague perception. This is consciousness. You're not able to define the word consciousness, but fact remains is that, you have read so many books, you have attended so many sessions and all that. Why didn't you stop someone the moment somebody used the word consciousness? You please define it before we progress. Or, why don't you stop yourself when you came through the word consciousness to define it right, to go to the next page? We don't do that. We somehow make a builder. Okay, let's see. I'll make an effort today. Let me, you know, give you a small example of, I'm using a particular word. I am breathing and I'm a witness that the breath is on. Which do you think is more apt? I'm breathing and I'm a witness that the breath is on. Grammatically, both seems right.
Everybody is breathing, and those who are aware, I think they are living in the consciousness.
Living in the consciousness. Okay, chalo. Asan banate. I am breathing is not right because I am talking, I choose not to talk. I am singing, I choose not to sing. I'm eating, I choose not to eat. I'm breathing, I choose not to breathe is not an option. Okay? The most important function of this body, the breath, is happening on its own. In a body which I call as my own, I have no control over it. It's happening on its own. I am circulating the blood. No, I'm not circulating the blood. I can only a witness of the fact that blood circulation is on. I am digesting my food. No, I'm not digesting my food. I'm only a witness. I eat. And some digestion as a process which is going on. So this way you will see not a single function of the body is happening because you want it to happen that way. In the body which you claim as yours, the body which you claim as mine, Not a single function is happening because I want it to happen that way. And if I try to interfere, I will be in trouble. This is my body. I choose not to breathe. How long? After some time, I'll be in trouble. I'm digesting the food. Okay, fine, I've eaten. Now I'll watch my stomach and do all kind of acting and blah blah blah. You spend the whole night thinking about digestion. I'm digesting the food. Next day morning, you'll find indigestion. You've interfered with the process, which is happening on its own. It's happening on its own. I'm growing my nails. No, it's growing on its own. I'm growing my hair. No way. Not even the hair is in my control. It's all happening on its own. Now come back to it. You will see that, we are 35 trillion or 50 trillion cells body. That's how it is said. And each cell, if you take, is invisible. So small it is. And it's easy to understand that each cell is communicating with its neighboring cell and functioning. Any organ of your body is made of millions of cells, and each cell is communicating with the other cell, and the function of the organ happens. If each cell is communicating with its neighboring cell, that means each cell has a certain intelligence in it. It is your intelligence? No. It is the intelligence of that which created it. Yeah? Each and every cell is playing its role. It is playing the script. It is there. Another example. A neem seed will produce a neem tree, a mango seed will produce a mango, coconut, bitter gourd. This will not produce that, that will not produce this. Why? Because in the seed is the script as to what it shall become. This script is its consciousness. At the very micro level, at the very cellular level, the script written in the cell as to what its function is its consciousness. Consciousness is the function that is happening. You as a whole, you have a certain nature, your consciousness. Again, the whole, all your thoughts, all our thoughts are going into this whole library. There's a consciousness. So fundamentally, consciousness is the nature of that thing which it is living. Anything that exists has a certain nature, has a certain script in it, which it is living. And that's what consciousness is. Think about it. I'll share the two-liners with Vivek, with Sunil, and he can share it with you. Then we can always discuss, what's it. There's very less time left. Then I would love to do this small little. Any objections to the consciousness thing? Was it very
No, so
simple?
we get it. So consciousness can be defined as your awareness is the consciousness. Or if you
Awareness.
go outside materialistic, your awareness for the environment and other things.
Yeah, awareness is the closest word we come to trying to define it. However, ponder over it, you'll find that there's a difference between awareness and consciousness. Okay, you are aware of the consciousness. Okay, your awareness is allowing you to perceive consciousness. Okay, chalo.
Thank you.
So let's. I just wanted to share this part of it. I come from the Chinmay Missionary School, and class 10, we were. I was being the school leader, and I had this opportunity to, serve Swamiji when he had come, take care of him and all that. Had a close little interaction about his journey and all that. And that's where we see. Now pay attention. Everyone, please pay attention because I want this conversation to convert into a certain experience for you, an experience of deep silence. Okay. This conversation progressing to deep silence. Okay. So, in the questions with Swamiji, he disclosed how he was a journalist. He was a law graduate also, and he was a journalist with some publication, and he had heard of somebody down south called Ramana Maharshi. A lot of people are coming to him, attracting and all that. So he thought, "Oh, some fraud has come again, and I'll have to expose this guy." So he goes to Ramana Maharshi's ashram with the intention of, exposing the fraud that he might be actually. He goes and meets Ramana, introduces himself, and tells him that I am coming from a certain this thing. I'm a journalist, and I'm here for an interview. So would you care to give me an interview? Ramana tells Chinmayananda ji, okay, there's a satsang, there are a lot of people around and all that. When everybody's gone, please come. I will give you the interview. So he waits for a couple of hours and all that. When almost everyone has gone, and he comes back to Ramanaji's chamber and tells him, "Now that everyone is gone, I have come for the interview. Can we have that?" Then Ramana says, "Yeah, I told you when everyone is gone, please come." You say, "I have come." When the I has also gone, you come, I'll give you the interview. Chinmayananda says, that's the moment I fell on his feet. And the rest is history, that he became his disciple and all that. How the simple line affected this person, when the I is also gone, please come, I shall give you the interview. Okay. He stayed back for the night to watch the satsang that would happen the next day. And it was morning 4:30 something before. There's a stage, there's a mic also put in. So people will come. So Ramanaji will come and take the satsang. He'll speak. All his disciples are making the arrangements on stage, and slowly people start trickling in one by one, one by one, one by one. This is so early in the morning, before 5 o'clock, almost more than 1,000 people gathered. More than 1,000 people gathered. And when 1,000 people gathered, each one buzzing with their neighbors, created quite a little sound over there, a little noise over there. Each one, imagine 1,000 people talking around. The stage was set, Chinmayanandaji waiting in the corner of the stage, looking at the audience and waiting that the Swami's Ramanaji will come now. This is a buzz, everyone talking to each other. Ramana comes. He sits in front of the mic. As he sits, each one becomes aware that Guruji has come, and they stop their conversations with each other. They stop talking to each other. Just in a minute's time, no one talking to anyone. A silence prevails. Everybody apt in attention towards the stage, looking at Ramanaji. He's going to speak, and they're going to listen. Some pearls of wisdom. Ramana is looking at the audience keenly, probably waiting for everybody to fall silent. Chinmayanandaji is watching the whole thing, the audience, the buzz, the silence. Ramana in front of the mic. Ramana is ready to speak. The audience in absolute silence, very keen to listen. A couple of minutes pass by. Not a single word spoken. Everybody, 1,000 of them, in apt attention. The attention level peaks. to a point. Slowly, one by one, each one of them begin to close their eyes. Just closing their eyes, absolutely focused. Guruji will speak now, and they will listen. Everybody not connected with each other, eyes closed, sitting in silence, very keen to listen to Ramanaji speak. 15 minutes go by. Ramana does not speak. After 15 minutes, he gets up and leaves the stage. Audience in apt attention, waiting for Ramana to speak. 30 minutes goes by before, one by one, they begin to open their eyes. Absolutely in silence with him. They get up, and one by one, they go out. Not a word spoken, but there was absolute silence everywhere. That focused waiting took them to that moment. I hope each one of us listening today also got that split moment of experiencing that silence today. This you can only share. So this was about the sharing, how Chinmayanandaji shared with us. And it really created a big impact on me. And it was my own first experience of silence when we waited. What next? Yes, so it's 7:36. I think it should be time for you all to get along with the day. If there are any queries, I am willing to take.
Beautiful, sir. So now I request our participants, if they have any questions, please do ask.
Or if you want to remain in that silence, be there and we can move on for the day.
Yes, sir. I hope all of them are into that silence and want to be in that silence and continue the day. So,
You can tell me yourself, Prithvi, as we speak right now. Were you listening to the whole thing? Was there a moment in you?
absolutely, sir. The pauses that you were giving, that was in the intensity of my awareness, and I was waiting to listen to what's gonna happen next.
No, all you have to do is remember those pause. Where is the pause? It's in your memory. All you have to do is touch that pause again. And you are in that zone of silence. Why be silent? Because when you're silent, you have less on your plate. Prana from, what's breath? Oxygen plus prana together. Prana finds no obstructions of all your thoughts, stealing the prana away. No thoughts. So prana goes in full potential and pours life into who you are. So all about who you are progresses. So simple. Why meditation should be mandatory? How somebody who is meditative, things move faster for him, resources come in, materializing happens faster, is because prana is able to go in full potential without thoughts and distractions stealing it away. The purpose of meditation is just to allow life to function in us without the interference of the mind. As simple as that. Okay? So
Beautiful.
thank you so much for hosting me, and continue with that silence for maybe another 5, 7, 10 minutes that you wish to have. And we'll join some other day. Yes, Prithvi, thank you so much.
Okay, so one thing,
Yeah.
that breath is prana, which gives life to the body and this whole system. Um, how is breath and silence connected, sir?
That's what I just said. As we are breathing normally during the day with so many thoughts around, okay, every thought is feeding on the prana.
Okay.
The two aspects of it. I said spiritual material, correct?
Right.
The two aspects of your breath. Spiritual material. What is the material? The oxygen. What is the spiritual? The prana. Prana, oxygen together is your breath. Goes in. Oxygen does its function. Prana goes in post life into every cell that exists. Okay. So this prana is potent if this is not stealing it away even before it can enter. But now comes the word prana. How do I define prana? Okay. Quickly. There's a seed. I put it on the table. Will it sprout? No. It needs a certain atmosphere. It needs a certain setting, right? So what do? We dig about a feet, not 20 feet. We dig about a feet and earth it, correct? Then we water it, correct? Then there is the heat of the sunlight going in. And we have not cemented the surface. That air is able to pass. It is porous, correct? And the seed is occupying a certain space, right? You see, all these 5 elements, when they come together, life potential in the seed sprouts to life. Even if one is missing, the potential will remain there, but it will not become life, right? This partnership of these 5 elements is what is prana is. So oxygen plus the partnership of the 5 elements goes in, and prana as it sounds, pours life into everything that you are. And so everything that you are progresses. Have I answered your question?
Absolutely, sir. So meditation helps us to come out of these hands of the thoughts that you're talking, which will away the prana energy force.
Yeah, the lesser the force, lesser the thoughts, even say Kriya Yoga, Even Kriya Yoga teaches you to put your technical mind focused into that one thing. Anapanasati, to put your technical mind into that one thing, watching the breath. You put yourself, the technical mind, into that one thing so that every other thought is gone. Because now there is no other thought, prana goes in full potential and is able to pour life into who you are. So all about who you are progresses.
Beautiful, sir. So
That's
one
it.
question I have that, as you said, a lot of successful people are meditative, are very concentrated, they have one pointed focus.
Yeah.
But I also see that a successful sportsman or a person is not really balanced with their, even though they are successful in their career, chosen in their life. When it comes to life experiences, they lose their balance of mind. So is that spiritual? Because you said if you are intense with what you are doing, your spirit.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Very, very relevant and good question. Let's take an Ambani or somebody like that. You know, maybe a 500,000 employees over there. No, there's no time for anything else. End of the day, he has to pay salaries. 500,000 homes must run. So many children must go to school. So many parents may go through medical needs and all that. Okay, so this man is one pointed focus to take his company wherever, blah, blah, blah. So much spiritual shows so much material, and everything is distributed again, technically. So, yes, uh, there is a possibility of getting binded by this thing, but that is happening to most of the ashrams also today, where the gurus have built big ashrams and they have fallen into the compulsion of material needs to run their shop. There are no more hermitages. We are building one in Hyderabad. The School of Breath is a hermitage, is what I call. But not to fall into the compulsion that I will now need money to run the show. But money is an element is there. Again, there's this talk about commercialization, meditation, and this thing should be free. It's a different talk. Some other day we may engage. But the moment you fall into the compulsion of resources needed for it, it becomes a business. Okay. So a businessman is rather doing larger service than many of the gurus in the world. Okay, because the show is much bigger. So he has to be one-pointed. He can't be a distracted man. He can't run the show. He is meditative, 24/7 meditative. Rather, the people who are largely engaging into meditation into the 40 minutes, I had 2 hours of meditation today, silence. Fine. What is the productivity out of it? This is a question we ask ourselves. Nobody to judge. It's very important that we ask ourselves. It's very important that we speak the truth with ourselves. Yeah, Prithvi?
Got it, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So thank you so much for your wisdom and time sharing with us. And I hope there are questions. Everybody soaked into that sentence today. So thank you so much. And participants will continue our journey. We have 8 more days to go. So see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much, Partha, sir.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.